Hello there, it's Madison. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of your day today. I want to talk about loving your enemies, loving those that hurt you. I don't like to just classify it as your enemies. I really believe you could substitute that also as loving those who hurt you, who caused you pain. And see, the world says when someone hurts you, when someone backstabs you, when someone cheats on you, that's it. They're done for. You know it. They don't deserve you. But that's not what God says. And you don't operate that way. You operate by faith. And in Matthew chapter 5, verse 44, he is telling us, actually, let's back up verse 43. It says, you have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. Isn't that what the world says? But let me tell you what God says. In verse 44, it says, I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Because in loving them is not so much a benefit to them, but a benefit to you. Because if you don't, and you let bitterness, and you let unforgiveness, and you let all that nastiness set in, well, at the root of that is a fear that you'll be hurt again. But doesn't God say, cast all your fears unto Him, cast all your cares, and to fear Him and fear Him alone? There's a reason for that. Because He knows, and in fearing the others, the root of that fear will not produce happiness and love, will only produce more fear. Love your enemies. In Proverbs 25, verses 21 and 22, it says, if your enemy is hungry, give them bread to eat, and if he is thirsty, give him water to drink. For in doing so, you will heap coals of fire upon his head, and the Lord will reward you. I remember hearing Joyce Meyer say, oftentimes we think when we're praying for our enemies that God's just going to all of a sudden bless them with all this stuff. And it's like, that's not fair, Lord. I don't want you to bless them. Let them go through the pain that they caused me. Listen, He says you're going to bless them. He's going to bless them with the revelation that they need so that they can be healed. Because at the root of them causing pain is a whole lot of fear. That's why He says, when one slaps you, turn the other cheek, because in doing so, you will not be like them. And when you treat them with love and kindness, when He says it'll heap coals of fire upon their head, it's not literal. It's a shocker to them. You ever been in a situation when you were awful, hateful, but that person did nothing but love, treated you good, and you thought, I don't deserve this? You begin to admire that person. Something was different about them, right? You're going to be that person. You're going to love your enemies. And in that is your reward. And your reward is going to be far greater than you could ever imagine. And part of that reward is a healing and the losing of the fear. Those wounds, they're going to not be these giant heaping wounds that cause you to hurt others. No, they're going to begin to heal. And it's going to become your testimony. And in our testimony is in the overcoming. I hope this blesses you. Remember, the world says, by their facts, love your neighbor and hate your enemy, but you operate by faith, and faith says, love your enemy. God bless you.